Joining me today is a double board certified physician, an animal-based diet advocate, and author of The Carnivore Code, Unlocking the Secrets to Optimal Health by Returning to Our Ancestral Diet, Dr. Paul Saladino. I am glad to have you in studio.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
I have to say, I think it'll be an interesting way to start this, that I'm probably feeling the best I have felt since I was in my early 20s, and it's largely because of the things that you write about that my whole team have been pushing on me for the last 2 years. So that's just a compliment to start.
Thank you.
How do you feel about that?
I'm humbled. Thank you. Very quickly within medical school and residency, I realized that it was kind of like the same paradigm as cardiology. Everybody's saying, just think about the brain, you know?
Like you're basically just not taught about any of that stuff as it pertains to nutrition affecting these things.
In any specialty, whether you're doing whether you're doing internal medicine, whether you're doing bariatric surgery for obesity, whether you're doing orthopedics, even if you're doing rheumatology or dermatology. Rheumatology is kind of the study of autoimmune diseases. Dermatology is the study of skin diseases, many of which are autoimmune. Things that clearly are related to the diet, potentially, or if you do gastroenterology, it's your gut. It's where all the food you eat goes.
Right. You think maybe?
There's no discussion of nutrition or very little discussion of nutrition. So I quickly realized in my residency that, again, this wasn't quite what I'd hoped for, and started thinking more broadly. And what I realized, the more I began to do my own research and think about things from the medical sphere with my training, was, oh, wow, the things that cause psychiatric illness are probably the same things that cause autoimmune illness of the skin or thyroid or gut, or could the same things that affect depression and anxiety, meaning our diet and our lifestyle, also be causing heart disease and atherosclerosis or even osteoarthritis or inflammatory arthropathies? And that was really the way that I have thought about things ever since, that there is a lot of complexity in medicine. Western medicine likes to create, I think it's over 10,000 diagnoses now.
Wow.
We like to sort of think of ourselves, and look, doctors are incredibly intelligent human men and women. 10,000 diagnoses. How could anyone know all that, right? Mm-hmm. But when I think about it, I think, no, there's probably only a few things. It's like 3 or 4 things that really affect most humans, and most of them are correctable, and then they manifest differently in you versus me versus someone else. And so this is an overcomplication of what makes us sick.
What was the first thing that you saw in people's diets that you were like, this is really out of whack and could be one of those 4 things that's leading to all the other things?
So I think that the biggest thing for humans today is ultra-processed food. And I'm not the first to say that. Many have gone before me and said that. But I think it's important to say that today. At this point, we're recording in June of 2024. The U.S. Dietary Guidelines Committee, they make the dietary guidelines 2020 to 2025. Yeah. They're about to release the 2025 to 2030 guidelines. These guidelines shape school lunches, they shape food stamps, they shape a lot of policy in the United States. A lot of Americans don't necessarily go by the guidelines, but this is the same committee that gave us the all-knowing food pyramid and all these wonderfully wisdom, full recommendations for food.
I sense sarcasm.
Yes. But they came out recently in a tweet and they said, we're not convinced that ultra-processed foods contribute to obesity. We need more research. And I thought, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is crazy. And I think that this is the major problem, is that as Americans, as Westerners in general, we've become so confused about our food, and there's so many different voices, and you can see it in our history predominantly with lobby. I am sorry, we'll probably have to get into some politics today.
It's okay.
I don't really want to, and it's not my forte, but I think that ultra-processed foods are the main problem for humans.